Hello, I'm Anabrese. Thank you for joining me for this video. And today we're going to talk about energetic balance in the autumn, how to stay in energetic alignment. So basically, the main alignment that you can always have is to be in connection with your true nature, to be aligned with source, creator, love, light, isness, beingness. That is your highest alignment energetically. But we do live in a physical world, physical 3D reality world, where we're in these bodies, and the bodies are made up of the elements, and the world is made up of the elements. And we see this in nature cycles, and watching the animals and how they move through the year with all the different seasons and different activities and behaviors. And we can see this reflected in our own behavior as well. For example, in the winter, we tend to kind of nest in as well to our homes, and we light the fire, and we're looking for that fire element to stimulate us, to keep us warm throughout the coldest time of the year. So on my spiritual awakening journey, one of the things I did was look into Ayurveda, and it is an ancient system of balancing for health, the health of the body. And it's knowledge that's just in me now because I studied it many years ago, and it helped me understand just how to balance my own physicality in this world when it came to diet and energetic influences as well. So basically, when we're in the seasonal shifts, and I'm going to talk about the autumn specifically for this video. So when we're in the seasonal shifts, we're also adapting, we're also adjusting physically and energetically. So today I'm just going to talk about tips that you can apply to stay in more energetic balance on a physical level, but also on the energetic level. So first of all, remember the unchanging one. So I started off with just, your highest alignment is always to know who you are beyond this physical reality, and to tap into source and connect with that one. Okay, but we can use some of these balancing tips just to work a little bit more on the physical level, on the energetic level. So we can look to nature for clues. Nature always gives us clues, especially during the changing seasons. So in the autumn, we see that the leaves are drying up on the trees, and basically the trees are pulling their sap back into their trunks, and that's why the leaves dry out and fall. So on a physical level, we're 70% water, and there can be a lot of people feel that they've got more achy joints in the winter, and so our fluid system is being influenced in this season. So energy is sort of retracting and pulling inwards. So one of the things that's important to do is to make sure that we stay hydrated, and also use oils. So oils like flax, hemp, what else? Olive oil, coconut oil, any oils, make sure that you're taking them into your system, because they are full of the omegas and the essential fatty acids. So oils and hydration are going to help just keep the joints lubricated. And this is especially important for, many of us who are over 40. So it's like as we get older, on the physical level, there are adjustments to be made that we can apply to help maintain our health and well-being. Um, so energy is retracting, and we might feel the tendency with the darker nights coming in, depending on where you live, of course. But with the darker nights coming in, so I'm just talking about UK here, people want to nest in a little bit more and retreat. And so to honor that natural tendency, to want to kind of pull back your energy a little bit, and conserve energy, and this is completely natural because the winter follows the autumn. So what we're doing is the body is naturally sort of guiding us to prepare for the winter months. And so it's pulling our energy inwards to conserve and build up our reserves, basically, to get us through the winter. So so just to honor these cycles that nature is showing us, because we are part of this earth, we are so connected to the natural world. It is who we are. We are part of nature. Our body is made up of the elements of nature, air, fire, water, earth. These are all the elements, and we see those elements specifically come into play during this different seasons. And in the autumn, it's specifically the air element that's being more highlighted. So the air element, if any of you are familiar with Ayurveda, is related to the vata. It's what's called vata in the Ayurvedic system, but it is the air element. So ways that we can balance the air element is to stay hydrated, use the oils, and you know, soups are a great way to do that. But yes, honor the self care and rest and meditate as well. So just coming inwards, reflecting. It's a good time to reflect and also use that pivot point really to before we go into the winter to maybe just think about what you want to be doing over the winter, or like what you would like to unfold during these seasons, and what they are going to naturally support. So, for example, if you've always wanted to write a book, just as an example, going into the winter months, it's going to be easier. It's going to be easier to settle. Whereas in the summer, with so much activity, we want to go out and socialize and all that. So it's just working with nature. We can work in harmony with nature and listen to what she's guiding us to do as well during these times. Um, and instead of going against the flow of nature, we're actually aligning with nature, because again, it is who we are. So the air element is at play. And one of the important things, the air element is more governs the mental plane. So basically, we want to do our best to reduce any mental stress, as it's on the mental plane that we would tend to get most aggravated during this time. So do whatever you can to reduce mental stress in your life. Simplify responsibilities. See if you're taking on too much in certain areas of your life. See if you can delegate some of that responsibility to others. And yes, so meditation would come into that as well. So simplify responsibilities, because this air element is higher. And yeah, so I just wanted to say that in my spiritual coaching practice, spiritual life coaching and empowerment coaching, I do consider a lot of this as well. When I work with people, I have the ability to sort of tune in to where they're coming from, and also which dosha or element is most active, which one is most dominant in their physiology. So I do have some of that knowledge that I bring into my 8-week coaching practice. So if you want to check out the details of that, I'll leave the link below where you can schedule a call for me with me, and it's just an informal chat to see where you're at. So anyway, the other thing that you can do is, if you are interested, have a look at Ayurveda and check out. There's lots of little self-tests that you can do to find out exactly what your main element is. And I feel that some of the astrological elements come into play there as well. So it's a little bit of both. So sometimes you might be, let's say, an air sign in the astrology, but your physiology is more made up of fire or water. And so I've seen that there's a crossover between different elements. And again, I can talk about that in the coaching sessions if you're interested. So One of the things you can do is in Ayurveda, there are diets that are and foods that they talk about that help to balance some of these elements. And if you follow the um, the guide for your particular physiology, it can be quite helpful in learning to balance these elements. And also, just at this time of year, make sure you get lots of sunlight because with the darkening of the days, um, we might not go out as much because it's getting a bit colder. But in fact, getting the sunlight and activation for your pineal gland and all that is going to enhance your well being and is very important to uh, for mental health as well, to ward off things like the S.A.D, which tends to be related to reduced sunlight. So make sure that you get out, and I would recommend during the heightened, probably between 12 and 3 when the sun is at its highest. So I think that's it. I just wanted to share these tips. I hope it's been helpful. Let me know in the comments. And also, but always come back to the unchanging one within you. We are in a physical world and we are being influenced by the cosmology, the astrology, and also the elements. And it's these tips are just shared today to give you an extra tool to help, especially if you're quite empathic and you really need to focus on balancing your energy and on a day-to-day basis. So thank you for watching. I hope it's been helpful. And if you would like a 30-minute soul clarity call with me, I'll leave the link below this video. And please like, subscribe, and share as well, as it helps me with this channel and to grow the channel. Thanks for watching. Namaste. Take good care.